If you're watching this at launch, we are live right now on Twitch. The link's down in the description and the pinned comment. Come and spread some managed democracy with me. I'll see you over there. Okay then, Helldivers, what's going on? We're back here with another video, and we're back inside of Helldivers 2, where everything seems to be spicing up. We've got around 4 days left on the major order. Twinbeard has been spilling some beans on things that weren't initially announced as far as nerfs, as people are stating that it looks like a cover-up, and not too sure that's how it works. And yeah, B Vitamin is apparently declining all knowledge of what platoons are. So we're going to take a look at this right now. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And check out our sponsor, GamerSubs, the company that offers various gaming energy drinks, snacks, teas, and other gaming accessories. The goal is to provide esports athletes and gamers with a healthy and effective option to enhance their performance. Make sure you go ahead and check them out. The link's down in the description. If you use code CloudPlays at checkout, you'll even get a cheeky discount. Let's see what's going on inside of Helldivers 2. So starting off, looking at the Galactic War table, it is seeming a little bit of a shaky one. Right now we have obviously got the protection of Turing, which seems to be going okay. A defense operation on Akkad 3 has 11,000, nearly 12,000 people on it, securing it nicely, as well as the Akmar, which is obviously falling a little bit further behind with only a couple of thousand people in there. The only issue that we have here though is with 22,000 Helldivers on an early morning, so take that into consideration, is right here we have the DSS construction site on Yalvar, and we have Imba, which is falling so damn greatly. This is getting a little bit concerning. On the bot side, we've only got 218 people here, with Shelt having around 2,700. The liberation on this is at around 58%, so we should hopefully be able to make our way over to Imba quite quickly, but it's getting quite concerning seeing all of these places being so low graded on the wall of Yalivar. So make sure you guys start diving in right now. Is going to be a big one. And for those of you guys who are asking about the store, as a few people have been asking in the comment sections, this is the store currently for the next 2 days. The CM17 Butcher with the helmet to boot, and we have the CE67 Titan, which again, the helmet to boot. The main passives on this is the engineer kit for the Titan and the med kit for the Butcher. Nice little store. Make sure you go ahead and check it out. But diving into the news, we have a lot going on, and Twinbeard has been busy. So let's take a look and see exactly what it is that's happening. He had somebody asking about the documentation, and that it's a bit difficult for Arrowhead to document everything. Apparently, this seems to be a bit of a valid excuse, though, as realistically, they make a lot of changes and it can be difficult to keep them all documented. Now, Twinbeard actually stated back with this, stating this: I know it's easy to put on the tinfoil hat or use us over nerfing historically and thinking that we're hiding lots of changes, particularly nerfs in patch notes. Has it ever been the case? I don't know. Do I know it isn't the case for 95% of cases? Yes, I do. It's exactly what RD said. Documentation is difficult and very few developers list everything in their patch notes. As I've mentioned before, changing a reflection in a rock or the color of a certain cloud or an animation for a tree isn't particularly interesting, but we should definitely aim to get all of the changes that affect gameplay in there, and we're trying to improve on this. If or when we see that we've missed stuff, we will also try to get them out there as soon as we spot them. The less delay for those there is, the better. And there's the hypothetical common scenarios here. He has 2 of them. The first one is John Doe changes something in Jira. The change isn't documented in the right place. It disappears in hundreds of other notes and isn't included in the patch notes. And the hypothetical common scenario number 2 is that something is changed. This is documented, but the change changes something else involuntary and we miss to spot that. The unintended change therefore isn't included in the patch notes. Have a nice remainder of the weekend, divers. And I do think that that is a valid thing, and it makes me laugh actually that people are pointing all of this stuff out, mainly because they just volunteered out to be able to post up the things that they had missed, even though they were nerfs and it did look a little bit suspicious. The likelihood is that it was just glazed over and it was just missed in the patch notes, and they tried to focus so heavily on the buffs that these things just slid under the table. And I think that that is something that is a valid reasoning for. And a lot more people started jumping on the train of the undocumented changes, and Twinbeard had this to say: "Thanks a lot for your initial kind words, they're appreciated. As for the rest, well put, valid, you're correct, I agree." See, I can be brief. Really though, yes, if we aim to be transparent, we have to try really hard to be just that. Otherwise, it's perfectly understandable if players think that we're sweeping stuff under the rug. We're learning and improving, and I will again try to mention to the colleagues who own this question how important it is. Most know, but there's no harm in reminding them again. So fingers crossed come the new patch, which either will come in tomorrow or likely to be next week, with the 13th being the end date of the 60-day changeover. Hopefully we don't have this issue a second time. Now, when we start taking a look at what we've got at the moment, the DSS is the biggest key feature inside of the game and something that everybody wants to have a part of, as it's going to allegedly bring platoons. Now, B Vitamin is pleading a little bit of an ignorance here, as somebody was speaking to them about the DSS votes being a global vote or if it was within a certain area, and B Vitamin states, "I can't reveal any information on upcoming unreleased content. I also don't know what a platoon is." And yeah, that is quite hilarious. I did find it really funny, mainly because the platoons weren't even mentioned in the initial post, so I've got no idea what this is about, but it seems like we may have hit the nail on the head with it. Someone else says hitting a nail on the head but isn't seeming to do the damage of it is this right here. It states, "Arrowhead, please fix this enemy tank. How the F can it survive a 500 kg in its turret?" And it's a hilarious clip, actually, of somebody throwing down 100 kg on the rocket tank, and it just does absolutely nothing. It makes no sense to me at all. The main damage amplifiers inside of these tanks are a little bit questionable. If a 500 kg bomb had directly hit that, it would have exploded into next week. So hopefully they make these changes and everyone has the main moves that they want, but this was a hilarious movement, mainly because the thermite grenades can actually do more damage to this than the 500 kg bomb, which makes no sense to me at all. But going into your top comments, you guys had some very valid things to say, and I actually really enjoyed reading the comments of this last video, so make sure you get these comments down in this video as well so we can feature you guys in next week. But somebody actually put, "I would quite like them to add cities and settlements. When there's a major order to evacuate citizens, it's like, where are they? Even if there's a city in the distance, so it actually looks like these plants have people on them, not just empty landscapes." Also an edit, "Just thought, what if the bots build their own space station or the bugs get a mega space hive?" Both things would be pretty damn cool, but I do agree with that. I think when we have to evacuate citizens and stuff, it makes it really difficult actually being able to imagine the storyline behind it. Yeah, I think that this is something that they should probably add. But again, if they do something like that, it's going to be quite some time before we see anything. And next one right here is a lovely little message, and I wanted to read this one out because it didn't get nearly as much of attention as I thought it would. But it states, "So I'm leaving for college soon, and unfortunately my ability to fight for freedom will be severely limited. So I would have a request to the rest of the Helldivers: dive twice as hard for each of our brothers and sisters who can't dive now. Let the oil be spilled and let the bugs burn. And even though I won't be able to dive as often alongside my fellow Helldivers, I will stand proudly saluting everyone who is still fighting for democracy in the hostile galaxy." I absolutely love this, from the creek crawler to his brothers and sisters. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Hopefully everything goes okay with you heading off to college, my dude, and enjoy life as it comes. And next up we have this comment right here that states, "Bug divers can clean Turing and defend it, and bot divers can in the meantime clear Imber and the whole sector." And that would be okay to do if we had a bit more of a larger player base. It doesn't seem to be spiking so high as what it was last week, so fingers crossed we can make sure that this actually works. Otherwise it's going to be really difficult being in two places at once. And the final comment that we had here was a bit of an overhyper, I'm not going to lie, but 66 people seem to like it, stating, "Not trying to create hype, but what if they're sneaky trying to develop a raid where we could fight with 2 or even 3 Helldiver teams in one very difficult boss mission?" It's not likely, my dude. It's just not likely. And if that's an expectation that people have got, please wipe this from your memory. It's not going to happen, or at least not going to happen in the near future. So hopefully in the distant future we might see something like this, but as of right now it's not likely we'll see anything of that kind. But yeah, that's unfortunately we've got time for today. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, post notifications turned on, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.